the rising of the sun, a new dawn beckons, giving everyone hope for a better tomorrow. One Money Remit brings convenience to your doorstep, connecting the hustlers, providers, long-distance carriers, and loved ones from one part of the city to the most remote parts across Zimbabwe, connecting people and bridging the divide through technology. We are committed to delivering innovative mobile solutions, enabling you to send and collect US dollars anywhere and making sure life goes on through one secure connection, keeping smiles alive and making a difference no matter where you are. With One Money, it's one time.
Hello and welcome to ZTN News Blitz. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Owen Kaura and these are our top stories. 6 more cyclones expected to hit Zimbabwe. Civil servants want a minimum of $200 US. High Court slams door on Coupe. And in sport, Zimbabwe's Sasha prepares for Africa Junior Championships. But first, civil servants have said while they appreciate the salary adjustments made by government on Tuesday, they are not entirely pleased with the package. They also wanted the offer to be negotiated. Under the new measures, all civil servants received a 20% salary hike backdated to the 1st of January 2022, and will also see them access $100 US at the prevailing official rate. Secretary General of the Zimbabwe Confederation of Public Sector Trade Unions, David Zatsunga, speaks.
We also want to acknowledge the fact that the principle, government has now accepted the principle that the workers should also get US dollars. This hybrid offer, I think, does make a lot of difference in terms of going forward, and we are hoping that this is a start. It's not a destination. We are not necessarily over the moon to say we are entirely happy, but we certainly should appreciate that going forward we can keep pushing towards our benchmark, which is the pre-October 2018 position.
Now, Zatsunga added that an urgent meeting will be held soon.
It will be quite soon. Maybe we would have wanted it this week, but we are not yet sure. But maybe in the early next week we should be meeting, if that doesn't happen.
Now, authorities in Zimbabwe have warned that 6 more tropical cyclones are projected to hit the country during the remainder of the rainy season. Local Government and Public Works Minister July Moyo revealed this during a Cyclone Idai Recovery Project donation ceremony in Harare today. The African Development Bank and the United Nations Office for the Project Services donated equipment worth $226,000 US. The warning of possible cyclones comes a few weeks after Tropical Storm Anna and Cyclone Batsirai ravaged parts of the SADC region, including eastern parts of Zimbabwe.
However, according to Meteorological Services Department, there is a projection of 6 more cyclones. 6 more cyclones during the remainder of the current rain season. Thus, the importance of a robust mechanisms for monitoring natural phenomena cannot be overemphasized. 6 more cyclones predicted, and their predictions have been very accurate.
Now, Environment, Climate, Tourism and Hospitality Industry Deputy Minister Barbara Rodzi speaks on government's readiness to respond to the expected cyclones.
So as a country, or let me say as a Meteorological Services Department, we are more than ready for those cyclones. Actually, it's our department together with other partners outside the country who have actually identified the cyclones. Hence, we are quite ready. And with what we have received here to add more to what we have in terms of equipment and instruments, I think we are ready for that. We work together with partners in the local government like civil protection and the police and other, even community itself. We are making them aware of the cyclones that are coming.
A total of 80,000 residents in Epworth, a settlement in southeastern Harare, will on Saturday receive title deeds to their properties. ZANU-PF national spokesperson Ambassador Chris Mchangwa told journalists in Harare that the title deeds will be issued by President Emmerson Mnangagwa as part of government's modernization agenda. Thousands of other residents in Harare South who are victims of land barons are also expected to receive a title deed.
Drones are hovering over these settlements. GPS technicians from our special agents in the Ministry of Higher Education are busy working with satellites. I'm told confidently that by now probably 80,000 houses, stands have been mapped and given addresses. And the president will be there to give each one an address, an identity. From there, the person can go to the banking system. We are going to create the biggest mortgage bank the country has ever known.
Meanwhile, President Mnangagwa, who is also ZANU-PF's first secretary, is expected to address a star rally in Epworth on Saturday to launch the ruling party's campaign for the March 26 by-elections. And moving on, the High Court of Zimbabwe has put to bed the fight for a 149,850,000 Zimbabwe dollar government-gazetted political fund between Douglas Monzora's MDCT and Thokozani Kupe's breakaway faction. The court brought into question Kupe's legitimacy as leader of the MDCT, seeing that she had not challenged her suspension as the vice president, and as such, she cannot stand in any authority representing the MDCT. It was also highlighted that when Kupe made the MDCT split declaration, she automatically terminated her membership. The court added that Kupe made a blunder in her application by not citing the MDC Alliance, which is the cited beneficiary of the funds. The case was dismissed with costs. Now, Zimbabwe's second largest city, Bulawayo, is famed for its wide roads and organized vehicular traffic management system. This is set to get even better. Authorities in the city have introduced an electronic parking system, which is expected to help decongest the central business district. A local company, 10D3 Investment, was awarded a $2 million tender for the vehicle parking management system. Now, the system will see Bulawayo City Council getting 15% of the revenue collected from parking fees, while TTI will get 70%. ZTN's Tebo Kabo caught up with TTI Director Bongani Nyati.
As you have seen, we have already laid our tags, which we call sensors. It's along Jason Moyo between 8th and 9th Avenue, just front of OK there. In our applications, I'm talking of more than 600 applications which are here, but we only selected 104. And then from 104 there, we selected 56 now.
Meanwhile, Bulawayo City Council traffic enforcement officers and the Zimbabwe Republic Police held a joint operation earlier today, clamping and later towing away vehicles that were illegally parked in the central business district. There was a near fist fight between the traffic officers and a man whose vehicle had been clamped and was being towed away. Our sister newspaper, the Sunday News, captured the commotion. Authorities in Zimbabwe have embarked on a process to amend the country's Environment Management Act to curtail massive inversion of the environment, mostly due to human activity. Stakeholder consultations have already started as part of the process to amend the Act. ZTN spoke to Environment, Climate, Tourism and Hospitality Industry Minister Mangaliso Ndlovu on the sidelines of an amendment draft bill workshop held in Bulawayo earlier this week.
We have started the process of reviewing the Environmental Management Act, and it is very important that for a piece of legislation that affects almost all sectors of our economy, that touches everyone in our communities and society, we come up with a piece of legislation that is informed by the views from the generality of our people.
Now, Chief Nyangazonge, who represented the Matabeleland South Chiefs at the workshop, spoke on the role traditional leaders play in conserving the environment.
Esikunanzelela ukuthi thina we hold a large percentage of areas where all these things normally happen. Khali mining kusemakhaya, khali khanya kwezihlahla kusemakhaya, ukungcolisa kwamanzi kusemakhaya. But esesikunanzelela ukuthi esilapho kuyinotho yalamhlanje is because those that were there during that time, they took care of it.
And now on to business. Low-cost airline Fly Africa is a step closer to resuming operations. According to the Civil Aviation Authority of Zimbabwe, the airline has completed 4 of the 5 certification processes required before it can take to the skies. Fly Africa launched in 2014 and only operated briefly before it had its license suspended in 2015. CAS Director of Flight Safety and Standards, Percy Hove, speaks.
The certification process is in 5 phases, and Fly Africa is in the 4th phase of the certification process. And they are only left with one event, which we call a demonstration flight. And at the moment, the aircraft that they intend to use for the demonstration flight is not yet serviceable. So they are trying to sort that out. And at the same time, they have their crews undergoing training at the moment. Training schools around the globe, and we are expecting that probably next month we'll conduct that demonstration flight. After that, they will be certified.
And in our crime watch, police, together with local villagers from Mutawatawa in Zimbabwe's Mashonaland East Province, have busted an electricity cables and transformers theft syndicate that was terrorizing the area. 3 suspects linked to 20 theft cases involving electricity transformers and cables worth an estimated 150,000 Zimbabwe dollars were arrested in the raid. Mashonaland East Provincial Police spokesperson, Inspector Simon Chazoachi, confirmed the arrest to ZTN.
ZRP Mutawatawa recently arrested the 3 accused persons for vandalizing and stealing ZESA utilities like cables and transformers. Further investigations led the accused to give indications that they had stolen from 20 ZESA transformers within Uzumba Maramba Pungwe, Mutoko and Murewa district. I want to urge members of the public to take an active role in community policing so that they actively participate in matters affecting their day-to-day living as far as security is concerned.
National Assembly representative for Uzumba constituency Simbane Utamdarikwa is advocating for stiffer punishment for criminals who vandalize electricity and telecommunications equipment.
Tine mbavha dzanga dzichiba zvinhu zvemagetsi, dzanga dzichiba mamurewa, dzichiba kumutawatawa, which is ku UMP, dzichiba kumudzi nekwa Mutoko. Mbavha idzi dzabatwa. Tinotenda mapurisa nebasa guru ravaita, asi isusu sevanhu vanogadzirawo mitemo tichaona nzira yekukurudzira kuti vanhu ava mitengo yavanotongwa yekujeri isave pasi pe-40 years.
One of the villagers who helped bust the syndicate speaks.
Isu tafara chose nekubatwa kwaitwa mbavha dzenge dziri kukanganisa mucommunity yedu. Magetsi chino kutikoshera zvakanyanya upenyu hwemazuva ano magetsi. Ndikade kukurudzira wecommunity yese yatigere kuti kana wakaona pachiparwa mhosva ngavakasike kuzivisa mapurisa zviri pedyo nekuti mapurisa agare mucommunity asi anotowana information kubva kwatiri.
And still on crime, a Zimbabwe Republic police officer has been dragged before the courts for allegedly demanding a $5 bribe. It is alleged that on 7 February, the complainant approached Detective Moses Kainga to be assisted to secure a police clearance certificate for his wife. Detective Kainga allegedly refused to assist him and demanded a payment of $5 to process the certificate. The informant made a report and a trap was set leading to Kainga's arrest. Harare Magistrate Yokai Zuda remanded him in custody to Thursday for bail application. Now, a 30-year-old police officer is in a critical condition in South Africa after he opened fire on a nursing assistant before turning the gun on himself. The nurse aide died at the scene. Details surrounding the shooting remain sketchy as investigations are still underway. At least 14 people have been killed and 35 injured after a landslide buried several homes in central Colombia. The landslide followed torrential rain. Rescue teams are searching for the survivors. Douglas Emhoff, the husband of U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris, was ushered out of an event at a Washington high school by security officers after a bomb threat yesterday. Emhoff was at the school for an event in commemoration of Black History Month. As nuns of Maradet Abbey in Belgium struggle to scrape together the funds badly needed for renovation works, they have turned to an occupation that had been their preserve of monks, beer brewing. One nun, only identified as Sister Gertrude, said the type of beer they're making is good for one's health and also aids digestion. And on that enterprising note, sport is up next. And in sport, Mountaineers overseas pro Ben Compton is enjoying his stint in the local cricket league. The English cricketer has notched up 400s, 2 in the Pro 50 Championship and the other 2 in the Logan Cup. Compton says it hasn't been easy.
I've loved my time here, both cricket-wise and just with all the people. If we can win, that would be my main objective, whether that means I get some runs or not. I'm keen to try and leave this team in a good position for the end of the season.
Meanwhile, it's day 4 in the Logan Cup match between Tuskers and Rhinos at Harare Sports Club. Rhinos need 357 runs to win on the final day of the match. And now on to tennis. Zimbabwe's 14-year-old Sasha Chimedza is currently in South Africa ahead of the Africa Junior Championships taking place next month. The junior tennis player feels blessed to be able to showcase her talent without financial worries after she received a $25,000 grant from the International Tennis Federation.
This will also put less stress on my parents from the financial side of the sport, so I'm just really grateful.
And that's all we had for you on ZTN News Blitz. Thank you very much for joining us. Remember to connect with us on our various social media platforms. World in 5 is up next.